I'm Rob. I'm your instructor this term, and this is the introductory video for bioethics. So my name is Rob. My contact information is on the syllabus page in Canvas. The best way to contact me is via email. My email is actually jloftis@loraineccc.edu. And you'll notice that it says J in front of my name, and also when I post to Canvas, it's going to list me as James Loftus. And that's because my full name is James Robert Loftus, and when I went to work here 13 years ago, they just plugged my name into the computer, and I appear in systems as James ever since. However, I do go by Rob. Please call me Rob. And if there is any difference between what the system says your name is and how you want to be addressed, or what pronouns you use, or anything like that, just let me know. There's you can let me know directly. There's also a introductory page where you can introduce yourself and say that sort of thing. Okay. Important announcement: if you have a disability and need an accommodation that you're legally entitled to, you should talk to the office of you should see me early in the semester. Just let me know and we can work something out. Further resources for students with disabilities are available through the Office of Accessibility's services, and the web page is right here. In general, the school offers an enormous number of support resources for students who need help for any reason at all. And, given that we're living in pandemic times, I'm certain that's actually a lot of people right now. So the most student support resources are available through the Advocacy and Resource Center. And so they've got all sorts of things available. They've got food and income assistance programs, utility assistance programs, childcare services, mental health, addiction, and personal counseling services, transportation. They can give you gas money, housing assistance, legal services, and services for victims of sexual assault or domestic violence. And this is the book. It's The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. It is a nonfiction history about this woman, Henrietta Lacks, and it's written by a journalist. There will be additional readings that will put all of the stuff in this book in a more philosophical context, because this is a philosophy course, and those will just be posted as PDF files for on Canvas. But the main thing you're going to be reading is this. And you can pick it up at the bookstore, and you can order it online from the bookstore. Also, there are 34 copies, I think, that are free, that are left over from an earlier promotion. And those are just going on a first-come, first-served basis. Also, I think even if you were to get one of the free ones, and you order it online, you still have to pay for shipping. All right, the schedule. The first thing I want to emphasize is that there aren't really deadlines. They're just guidelines in this course. So I've put deadlines in Canvas for everything, but there isn't actually a penalty for falling behind. However, if you try to do everything at the end of the course, you won't do it very well and you will fail. And that will be just no good for everyone. So the material is broken up into 5 weeks. And if you fall more than 3 weeks behind, we need to talk. There is no final exam for this course. The final project is a paper that will be due at the end of final exam period. And so what we're going to do with the final exam week is that it's just going to be a buffer zone to handle all the things that didn't get done in the main 15-week sequence. live sessions. So this is an asynchronous course. You can do it basically at your own pace, although I'm asking you to keep up with a week schedule. There will, however, be 3 one-hour live drop-in sessions a week. And you can schedule additional one-on-one sessions with me if you want. And so what's going to happen with these sessions is we will go over whatever material people want to go over. We can do exercises together, study for quizzes. We can talk about the philosophical concepts. I can help you with your papers. The live sessions will be held on Kaltura. It says Kaltura WebEx here, but we've decided on Kaltura. And the times will be determined by demand. So what I'm going to do is post a doodle poll, and you can log on to that and just tell me when you're available in the next week. And I'm going to try and schedule the sessions so that as many people as possible can have a chance to do a live session that want to do a live session. If you want to schedule an additional session with me, that can be done by video, text, or phone. And you can arrange to do that by email, text, or phone. Like I said, my contact information is on the first page of the Canvas. When you scroll down, you'll see my phone number there. I don't want to put it on the video that can be accessed by the web, but you can also email me at jloftus.loraineccc.edu or contact me through the Canvas system. And again, I just want to emphasize that there are no deadlines. There's not going to be any penalties for turning in late. I want you to schedule things at the pace that you think works best for you. And I really, really don't want you to put everything off until the end. I know I do that, you do that, we all do that. We're trying to have a structure that the guidelines should help us all avoid that. All right. So how does grading work in this course? 4 components to your grade: exercises, tests, a midterm paper, and a final paper. So the exercises are designed to help you just digest the material. There'll be writing prompts. Sometimes there'll be discussion boards, and they're just to introduce you to concepts and help you absorb what you're reading. The book is actually really quite dense. It was made into a Lifetime movie with Oprah, but it's got huge amounts of stuff in it. So you're gonna need the exercises to digest the material. All of these exercises are just graded on completion. That is, if you do the exercise, you will you respond to the writing prompt, you get 100 points. And then if you do all the exercises in the semester, you get 100 points total, because it's just going to be the average of all the individual grades. There are tests. The tests will be multiple choice and short answer. They will be done on Canvas. They will be open book and open note. So I encourage you to take well-organized notes if you've got a good sense of, if you've got the material well organized, both in your head and in your notes. You can look things up quickly and you'll be able to do well on the quizzes. The midterm paper is going to be 1,000 to 1,500 words, and it's going to be about applying an ethical theory to a concrete situation. So mostly we're going to be learning theories about ethics, of particularly concepts like justice and exploitation. We're also interested actually in the concept of knowledge, which is separate from ethics, but it's important for what we're doing. And so what we want to do is apply that to something that we're reading about in the course, and specifically in the story of Henrietta Lacks. The final paper is going to be like the previous paper, and in fact it can be a modification of the previous paper. However, I want at least 1,000 new words. So we're going to use the track changes feature or some similar feature to keep track of how much you're changing. So if you do decide to make this final paper a second draft of the first paper, you can't just move around a few commas and call it a new draft. All right. So next steps. When you get out of this, you should see a link to the Doodle poll to sign up for live sessions if that's what you want to do. There's also a discussion board where you can introduce yourself, and there's a discussion question on that board that I want you to respond to. Now, you have to do something in this class that shows up on the website within the first 14 days, or you will be, there's a typo there, automatically dropped from the course. But introducing yourself in the discussion forum counts as doing something. So introduce yourself in the discussion forum, answer the discussion question, and then right after that, we start in on reading this book here. And there will be further instructions as you go along for that. Thank you, and I think this is going to be a really great semester. This is it's a beautiful book that gets you straight into some really deep philosophical issues, and hopefully the course will give you some of the philosophical background, particularly around justice, that will help you really absorb what's going on. Justice, autonomy, that sort of thing. Okay, so I'll stop here, and I'll meet you in the introductory forum.